Pleasant good evening to each and every one in the entire universe, which is the world. Sometimes I ask myself, what am I doing here? Sit down to speak to the world. Am I qualified or not? Since knowing everybody have a time set and a way of life, different language, different culture. But one thing we all have in common, life and death. Today, as you can see on the news, Al Jazeera and many others, what is happening around the world? India, Africa, Israel, Palestine, Russia, and many other parts of the world. Millions of people are going to be famine. Many from Sudan right back to Myanmar. Not forgetting what is taking part in Palestine right now, and Russia versus Ukraine. Friends, I ask many questions. Why are all these selfish people fighting war over nonsense? If it is not a religious conflict, it's a conflict of superpower versus superpower. Everybody wants to show their muscles and frisk their wrists. But who are losing their life? The politicians are not. They are hiding in their bunkers and in their house, while the innocent man and woman and children are feeling the squeeze. The whole world right now is on the edge. We have seen a lot. I call upon all religious background people, from the Muslim to the Hindus to the Christian, to declare a day of fasting and call on God to put an end to this nonsense. It is not about who's right and who's wrong. It's about what is happening to the universe and to human civilization. If we should really sit down and draw a line and analyze it, really and truly, everybody is misled some way or the other. So I'm calling on the international community to stand up with one voice and speak out against this selfish war all over the world. And let's put an end to it once and for all. We have bigger things to do into this world than killing one another. And now I will head back into Georgetown, Guyana. I was running through Facebook today, and by the press of my fingers or the slip of it, I have seen in Washington, Mr. Muhammad Infal Ali was addressing the United States organization that deal with a lot of things politically. And to be honest, I did not wait to find out when was that interview done, because Ambassador Ann Lynch, I think, was there, and others. The way the man speak, so perfect, elegantly. Not like what he do in the United Nations and what he done in BBC. This is the way you get your message across, and not to be hostile or to throw insult or to open a wound which is already open, wider than it is. I congratulate him for what I see. And the way he spoke about everything else, I must say he's young and he needs little encouragement. But to be a president or a prime minister, it doesn't mean that you are the answer of the world. Especially in the country from which you are leading and trying to gain international support, but your police force are very corrupt. Your courthouse is corrupt. We need a new DPP who can look into everything instead of writing charge of people, knowing that they themselves are misjudging people and leading up to something that could create tremendous problem for the country. Many people in Guyana are hurt because of wrong decisions from the DPP. Police are making fictitious charge on the executive course. And I have seen a lot of things. And it is time, if President Ali have the heart of his country and feel for his people, then he have to have a strong judicial system, make a sting operation and get rid of corrupt judges, magistrates, police and prosecutor who are taking bribe and deny people their rights because of party policy or some religious background or a racial issue. If you are a magistrate and a judge or a police, these things should not be a part of your judgment. You judge a person according to the crime. And if it is proven that people lie on him, then the penalty must be severe for the liars. But if you take side because of bribe and corruption, then I call upon such people to unite and let's form a national front government. People asked me up to this morning, why am I so eager for a national front government? Then I said to them, because we do not have a real nationalist rule in Guyana from 1966, even at present. Then they say, how do you mean? Who was Burnham? Who was Talmy Reed? Who was Desmond Hyde? And who was Dr. Jagan, Mrs. Jagan, Mr. Ramatar, Mr. Jagdeo, and now Mr. Ali? I say, I don't still feel those names that you call is citizen of Guyana, since knowing that they're denouncing their birthrights and claiming day of arrival and emancipation. Ladies and gentlemen, English language is a very beautiful language if you understand it. You cannot serve two masters. Even the Constitution based upon Article 185, if I remember right, anyone with foreign citizenship shouldn't be in the parliament, because who are you serving? But to make a long story short, in Guyana, from Barnum time even on to now, I don't see a judicial system acting fair. Even in a hospital, out of every 10 Indian women went there to get babies, 6 and 7 will die with the baby. Was it a matter of decreasing the population? And I'm saying Indian people, and maybe I'm an Indian too. But let it be known to you, there is a God who will judge you. I am not accusing nobody. I'm just watching what I'm seeing and making a suggestion. Especially when you are listening that the people family just leave them and what happened to them a couple hours after. Then a woman on the Essecuba coast, she says she been voting for the cop. They call her daughter. And it's an old woman. She got problem. The NDC and all of them went and tear down her fence. She says she voted for the cop from day one, even until when it was happening before. Friends, that is why I want a national front government. The blacks who rule Guyana, they are great-grandchildren of Africa claiming emancipation, and they should go back to Africa. The great-grandchildren of India claim day of arrival, and then they should go back to India, which means we still do not have nationalists ruling Guyana. So all those courts seen from Burnham time to now should be nullified. Release all prisoners. Only when you are a Guyanese, then you could try Guyanese in Guyana. But you cannot belong to Africa and India, be free and arrive, and don't want to go back respectfully to your country. Unless I am mad, stupid, ignorant, or I'm looking for trouble. So these guys called me and said, Kariah, there's got no Amerindian is qualified enough to rule the country. Give them some rum and you could go through the whole family. Friends, you are totally disrespecting the Amerindian community of today. A lot of them are very educated. But you do not need a miracle maker to be the leader, just to make them the leader of the country, followed by the mixed race, the Chinese and the Portuguese. also the blacks and the Indian, because you all had it and you all play games with it, and a lot of people get hurt. You black people who rule, like I always say, rule on the basis of racism. The decent one is not involved in that. When they speak out, they've been attacked. They had to leave the country. Many still get scared to talk. The decent Indian also, when they speak out, they meet the same problem. They had to leave or keep quiet. Because the two major political parties use the criminal-minded supporters to bring harm to innocent people. And if the people retaliate, they got a criminal uniform police to arrest you, lock you up, and a corrupt judge or magistrate to charge you or jail you. That is why in many countries people go to armed struggle, which we do not want in Guyana. Because politicians will get to the airport and escape before anything happens. So before we get into that, I'm calling on all patriotic Guyanese to unite. Indian and black, the two major races. The Portuguese and the Chinese and the mixed race. Let's find an Amerindian man and woman and make them leader of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. And work with all the races and put Guyana forward. We need more British investment in Guyana, and Americans, and Canadians, and the Chinese. But we have to have our laws. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot serve two masters. If God should take you black people from Guyana into heaven, will you all tell you but you emancipated and you want to go back to Africa? Or you emancipated, he send you back into hell. Or you Indian, you go to heaven and tell God you arrive, you better walk with the good things or the bad things and be judged. Now I am calling on all Guyanese. Mr. Ali is trying his best because of the oil money. But why the 9 tribes of the Amerindian cannot get money and get land to build their own house in their own country? That money is not rupee from India. Come on now. And it's not money coming from Ghana, my friend, or Nigeria. It is time for we to draw the line and be united for a national front government in Guyana. And the first thing would have to change is the constitution, which is the laws of the land, where no man or woman or religious people will be different from the law of the land. All shall and will be dealt with according to the law of the land. If you break it. We shall not, will not tolerate division of racism, a religious conflict, or day of arrival. If there where you're born, that is your country. All right? So I'm calling on all patriotic Guyanese around the world to come together for a common cause. If Ali is doing good, it's our duty to support him. But we must not continue with that because we don't want to hear it's a coolie government. And we can't put a black because here's a black government. That was bred from the two disease, Bonham and Jagan. And on to this day, it still remains hitting at our doors. So I call upon all patriotic Guyanese to unite. Mr. Ali spoke good in Washington for what he do in the UN. It was a joke for comedians. And what he do in Britain with BBC, that is wrong. So what I saw happen in Washington, the way he present himself and the way he spoke to the world, I think as a young man he made mistake and the correction is on the part. But I will also have an advice for him. Be careful with those who appoint you. And change your guard frequently. Don't keep the same person. Please, even change your driver. Don't take the same person unless it's your relative. I have seen a lot. Some people might put you there to keep the quietness, and when they see you're too popular and doing what they don't want to do, they get rid of you. So I'm not accusing nobody. Brothers poison brothers, sister poison their own family, their own sister. So why not a stranger who put you there to be the monkey on the tree so the hunter can't miss, but they're hiding between the bush, and they might be the one who might be the one that gets rid of you. So be careful, Mr. Ali. I want you to make laws. No surveyor who joined to rob a man his dream, his land, because he or she was bribed, must be allowed to live. I believe in execution. You get rid of the disease. No judge or magistrate who deny a man or a woman justice because of racism or party policy, or because they speak out against some party member that is a family or friend to that judge or magistrate, you lock them up. Once it's proven that magistrate or judge must face the same. Friends, that is why many people become rebel and join organizations to fight their government. We see it in Haiti. We are seeing it in many other African countries right now. And who knows what will happen in Guyana if we continue. But I want to congratulate Mr. Ali for the way he presented himself in Washington the other day. I did not know if it's after he returned from England and get good schooling and realized that he was too blunt or too arrogant the way he speaks. That's not a leader. You must be diplomatic. You must be soft-spoken. The only way you can speak like that is if you was a nuclear law country, a country who's a superpower. But you can't be depending on other people and speak like that, Ali. Let the American come in and get a couple of islands and put the base on their Essequibo, and the British. But if you're going to involve with DP, which is the Prime Minister of England, wife who got plenty shares there, I would beg you no. Keep off from that. Exxon, Esso, Texaco, I don't mind. And others, I don't mind. But denounce yourself from Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and all of them. Where were them when we had needed help, Mr. Ali? And have nothing to do with India since they support Venezuela against you. It's alleged. And for all those Indians in Guyana were taking people's land, harassing them, carrying them to court, bribing the NDC, bribing the housing. Once it's proven that they're wrong, I think they must be executed. And whatever they got must be given to the other person that they give headache to. Think of it. You do not need another Fidel Castro at this hemisphere, or a Che Guevara, nor a Gaddafi. You don't need these kind of people anymore. But given what is happening in Guyana, hurting innocent people, locking them up, like what happened on the Essequibo the other day with an Amerindian, represent himself by striking a blow with a scissors to a man who hit him, and the police transmitting everything on a cell phone. And so the police station don't have a phone? Or is that the way to extract money from innocent people? Ladies and gentlemen, we happen to be victim of a lot of things, so we are not getting justice. So what must we do, Ali? Must we pick up arms or join Venezuela? I wait on Allah? Because it look like Bhagwan, since you're not a Hindu, Bhagwan won't answer you. Maybe Jesus might answer because Islam is Isa. Come on. When an innocent man turned wicked, the devil afraid of him. Take it from me. And when a bad man become good, Jesus have competition. If you understand that piece of phrase I'm giving to you. But if you continue harassing people, lying on them, harassing them, jailing them, and they're not getting justice, one day they're going to blow up and take the law into their hand. And who caused it? A corrupt judicial system that was created by Bonner with a bogus constitution. Where is the Attorney General? We have a lot of crime. We would like you to run through it and we will sign to it. Once it's proven that we're innocent, we want the head of the person that done it. Because y'all are worse than barbaric criminals. Now I won't say all the judges and magistrates are the same, or the police, but there is a God. 60% of Guyana could be in the hands of Venezuela, with 120,000 Guyanese living over there. What do you think, Ali? You're trying. You're doing a good job. But it's the people that have to make the decision. So I call upon both races to unite for a national front. But if Ali is doing good, it's our duty to stand up with him and give him the support. But we want a new DPP and maybe a new Attorney General, a new Ombudsman. And if the Prime Minister can do the job, because I think the court system might be his head, then we need a replacement. And why only Indian and black people are the majority in the parliament? Where's the Amerindian? Where's the mixed race? And where is the others? It is not Africa and India, ladies and gentlemen. So I call upon you all, let's unite for a national front government where the national rights of the people come first. Okay? And I want to make it clear, I am your host, George Correa. So with that, every one of you will be happy with a salary, money, and land to build your house, but we will unite as one. Have a good day, and may God be with all of you until the next episode. Thank you.